So next week, Jerome Powell will announce the next interest rate hike, and Bitcoin so far forming this lower high. I had to get out this midnight update to you snipers to talk about what's happening because the equity markets, you can see the NASDAQ here down 1.71% for futures market. And so I wanted to just quickly update you guys on this extremely important resistance level that we're currently monitoring for Bitcoin. It's not a coincidence that our two daily candles, our high and our lower high, are at snipers resistance levels. We have the most accurate technical analysis on the internet. You can see 24,300 and 23,800 being the most important resistance level for Bitcoin right now. And if we do not get above 24,300, what we're looking at is a potential test of the 20,000 US dollar region once again. And so a lot of people are talking about this Bitcoin CME gap at 28,000 US dollars. And we have to ask ourselves a question. Does Bitcoin need to fill this CME gap here at 28,740? Well, if you were to ask me this question, I would say that Bitcoin does not need to fill this CME gap because there is another CME gap at 34,420. And so this isn't the only upside CME gap on the table right now. So Bitcoin can certainly see some downside before filling this CME gap because that would be justified. I think the more significant CME gap is up here at the $34,000 level. So I would say that the answer to that question of does Bitcoin need to fill this CME gap at 28,740 is no, it doesn't, even though the Ethereum futures price did fill that CME gap here. And what's interesting is Ethereum, it looks like it's following the NASDAQ closer than Bitcoin because we talked about this yesterday, snipers. The consolidation range that the NASDAQ is currently testing the support of is the consolidation range where Bitcoin was at 30,000 US dollars. So Bitcoin is clearly not performing as well as the NASDAQ right now. And we're clearly seeing momentum slow down here at 24,300. If we were to look at Bitcoin against SPY, you can see that clearly here with a rejection of the 50-day moving average. And more importantly, if we look at the S&P 500, you can see over the last three candles, we had two green daily candles, while Bitcoin over the last three candles have all been red so far. And so we're clearly slowing down here. And so I think it's important to mention that there are probably short positions being opened around the $24,000 level right now with the expectation that Bitcoin will come back down to test 20,000. And even if we do come down to 20,000, you can see we could still stay bullish here with this higher low forming, and that would clear out some of the leverage positions that got in around that $20,000 range. And so I think that that's a very possible scenario. If we get above 24,300, that's going to open up a very big door for Bitcoin to immediately move through to this range here around 30,000 US dollars. And then potentially at some point or another, we can look at the $34,788 level. But first, we need to get above 24,300 in order to start talking about those upside scenarios, or else the door stays open for a retest of 20,000 US dollars, where we can reevaluate the situation, of course, and see whether or not we may come down to 17,204 because that is the current range support right now. So we have the interest rates being announced, I think around the 26th or 27th of July. So in a couple of days, we'll get a little bit more volatility for, the expectation of that. The DXY is still sitting here at 106.50, a major support level. So we'll continue to monitor the DXY. And that's about it for this midnight update, snipers. Thank you all for tuning in to the channel. And I just wanted to quickly update you guys as I saw that NASDAQ futures were down, Bitcoin was up for the day. And so I just wanted to be very clear with what's happening. It's not a coincidence that the two candle highs so far have been exactly at the number of our snipers resistance levels. We always have the exact number on our charts for you guys to have the best analysis. And so smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, snipers, if you support this content. I'm going to get some sleep. It was a very long day for me today. And until next time, snipers.